Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 857th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Just to say, as a lot of you will be aware, we've been playing on a lot of new battle maps lately, and this is one of our new battle maps. Just have a quick look at the map here. You'll see it's got a lot of undulating ground in, and you'll see that it's got a lot of highs and lows on this map as well. There you can see there, here's the enemy hill, where they may well form up. It's quite a high part of the ground there, and then of course you've got the lower part of the ground as well. So as I say, this is one of our new battle maps, and it's quite an interesting map actually, and it can be a real challenge for either team there. So I say a lot of undulating ground, and as you can see, a lot of ups and downs on this map. Should be add a little bit more interest to the battle, hopefully. Okay, our first teammate is someone who's called himself OTD Chimrazig, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now he's just got 6 infantry, 8 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, there you are. You can see his infantry just got gold shield, gold attack on, just 6 infantry, and then he's got a lot of firepower there with 8 archers. Now with this type of army, he usually brings serious cavalry. Let's have a look. Oh my gosh. Let's count the upgrades there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. Of course, that lifts it out of the elite bracket into the super cavalry bracket. Okay, but let's have a look at this. There's 8 archers and 6 fully upgraded cavalry. He's got a couple hiding in the woods there. Does that make up for just 6 infantry? We'll just have to see as the battle unfolds there. But that is quite a small amount of infantry, I think, for the modern day battlefield. Okay, our next teammate is Fesen, Brotherhood member Fesen there, and he is of course our newest Brotherhood member. Now he's got 10 infantry, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. As we know, Fesen is a newer player to Rome Total War, as I say, and he is our newest Brotherhood member. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and you'll see he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. So he's got some serious cavalry. I think that's a pretty good army there. It'd be interesting to see how well he uses it. And there's a stone feature there we didn't look at earlier, and that's in kind of a dip. If you look there, can you see how that stone features in a dip there? It's quite an interesting feature to fight round maybe. Okay, and there you are, you can see that dip there. And then our next teammate is a player I'm not too sure about here called Pike, RTW player Pike. He's got 12 infantry, 2 archers and 6 cavalry. To my knowledge, I don't think I've played with him before. I don't think he's been in any of our battles before there. So this is the first time I've seen him in battle. It'll be interesting to see how well he does. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, has bought his very old Roman army of 15 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 15 infantry and 6 cavalry. So there's our team, and as I say, this is a really interesting map. Now, just to give you a heads up, the team was thinking about all moving up here onto the highest part of our particular part of the map, if you see what I mean. So that's the team plan initially. And here is the other team. We have brother member Skema. Now, Skema's got 12 infantry, 2 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry, 2 archers, 6 cavalry. That'd be a tried and tested Skema Roman army there, and I think that looks pretty effective. And the next teammate is Brotherhood member Punisher. He's our second newest member to the Brotherhood, and of course he's a newer player to Rome Total War. And you can see he's bought the Germania faction. Now he's got 3 archers, 3 berserkers, 13 chosen axemen, and a cavalry general. Okay, so there's his 3 archers over there. Okay, and as I say, he's got a heck of a lot of axemen there, and he's just got 1 cavalry unit, and that's his general unit there. Remember, these chosen axemen have got effective against armor axes and cut wide swathes through heavily armored troops like Roman infantry. And here's something interesting I hope you find here, and the berserkers here. You can see the infamous berserkers. What I wanted to do was show you the different size. Look how big the berserker is in comparison to a normal soldier in a normal unit there. Remember, those berserkers have got effective against armor maces, big attacking specifications, and a massive fear factor they bring to the battlefield, taking morale away from enemy troops there. So that's a pretty interesting Germanic army, but with only one cavalry unit. That is, as I say, an unusual army build there for Germania. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Vicox. Now Vicox has got 12 Spartans, 5 archers, and 3 cavalry. Okay, 12 Spartans, 5 archers, 3 cavalry. Okay, that would be a tried and tested Vicox army. He likes playing with Greek cities quite a lot, and he's got very good with them. And their last teammate is Joung KOS. Now, just to explain here, Joung has got 2 lots of tags. He's got his RTW Orcs clan tags on, but the KOS tags are for his medieval Total War II clan. So I say, very, very unusual to see a player with 2 lots of tags on there, clan tags. Now he's got 8 chosen swordsmen, 3 slingers, 2 horse head hurlers, 1 druid, and 6 chariots. Remember, those chosen swordsmen morale is as good as urban cohorts morale. And there he's got slingers there. Unusual to see slingers in the Britannia army these days. Be interesting to see how well he uses them. If you notice, they keep their slingshots, the lead slingshots, in those little pouches. Now, if you notice here, he's only got 2 head hurlers. Now, modern Britannia armies have usually got 14 head hurlers and 6 chariots. So to only see 2 head hurlers is very unusual in a Britannia army. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses these guys during the course of the battle. There, and he's got his druid unit. Now remember, barbarian morale is not very good, so to bring a religious unit that gives extra morale boost to your troops is a good tactical move. So well done to him there, Joung there. And remember, the Britannia's got 2 lots of chariots. They got the heavy chariots, which I think are about 580 denarii, or they've got these barbarian warlord chariots, which are over 1,000 denarii. But the ordinary heavy chariots have only got 3 hit points. These guys have got 5 hit points. So these are the chariots I would always recommend you to bring with Britannia. Those 2 extra hit points really make a difference there. So there's the enemy team. As I say, this has got the potential to be a cracking, really close battle, and I hope you enjoy it on this new battle map. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you'll see Scorpion King moving his troops forward there, over towards the hill. Remember, the initial battle plan of the team was to move all our armies onto the higher ground there. So that's why you can see Scorpion King running all his troops over to the other flank there. And you'll see Fesen moving his troops over as well. So that's that's the initial battle plan there. This is a nice bit of support by Fesen. If you notice there, he's moving his infantry and archers over towards the hill, but he kept his cavalry there, just keeping an eye on Scorpion King there, making sure there was no lightning enemy cavalry attack there. So that's why Fesen kept his cavalry there, just to support Scorpion King. As you can see, I was already on the higher ground, and you can see that Pike, with his red Julia army, has moved over as well. But as I say, that's the initial battle plan here, is to move up onto the higher ground and see if the enemy want to attack us. Okay, but if you notice, the enemy team are doing the exact same. They're moving up onto the higher ground, and they look to me like they're setting up a defensive formation there, especially the Spartan general. Here you can see that Joung's brought some slingers forward there to target Pike's archers. Remember, on the higher ground, missile troops get a big bonus because their missiles go further and do more damage, as we've seen on many of our battle videos before. But as I say, if you look here, it looks to me like the enemy troops are setting up a defensive formation here on top of their higher ground. So we'll just have to see who's going to decide to attack. But looking at the positioning of Pike's army, it looks to me like Pike's going to decide for our team that we are going to attack. You can see Fesen's infantry and archers just getting over here. And as I say, if you look at the position of Pike's army there, it looks like he may well want to attack. I should pause the game for a second here. Okay, so as I say, here you can see we're looking to form up on the higher ground, but the enemy have formed up on the higher ground as well. So who's going to attack who there? But the enemy team seem to have set up more of a defensive position at this time. So it looks to me like it'll be us that will be attacking there. Okay, you can see Scorpion King there moving his blue Scipio army across there. Whether he's going to come over onto the higher ground now, we'll just have to wait and see. If you notice there, he's walking his infantry there. That's because he doesn't want to tire them out. And we've seen that in other battle videos as well. But here you can see that Pike, I think, has decided that our team is going to attack. If you notice here, he's put his some of these units into testudo. Now remember, the testudo formation is a real formation that the Romans used back in the day. If you look there, you'll see that the shields cover them from any missile damage coming in on their flanks or at the front or coming down on top of them there, such as what would be coming down from the higher ground there. So this testudo unit is very effective, but it does tire your troops out quicker than in normal formation there. As I say, just look at the defense that testudo formation gives the infantry there. So the slingers up here, the archers, the head hurlers that might get in range, that testudo battle formation there will make sure that the infantry within that formation suffer absolute minimum casualties there from any missiles coming in on them. So as I say, a real formation that the Romans used back in the day, very, very effective. And on Rome Total War, it is also very, very effective as well. And as I say, you can see Pike here has decided that our team is going to attack. So still at this early stage of the battle here, you'll see our teammate Pike is still moving forward with some units in testudo and some units in normal formation there. And as I say, you can see him moving forward there. And as I say, really good defense there from the missiles from the enemy on the higher ground. Okay, so just to give you a heads up on this, our team is going to attack the enemy on that hill. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. But as I say here, those of you that haven't seen a Rome Total War, a Roman unit in testudo, you've got a close-up of it there just to see how effective it is. And I'm just wondering whether Pike's going to keep moving there. He's put his other units into testudo as well. He may well start moving all his units forward in testudo. Now over here, remember that Scorpion King only had 6 infantry. Okay, now he's got 8 archers and 6 fully upgraded cavalry. Okay, but I always think it's an Achilles heel with this type of army is the 6 infantry, because look at this, look, Skema's got 12 infantry. So straight away, he's got double the amount of infantry that Scorpion King has got. So if he attacks, all that Scorpion King can do is pull his infantry back, because he knows that he'd just be absolutely inundated with pilers from those 12 units there before they even got into hand-to-hand fighting. So as I say, bring in 8 archers. Yep, you've got a lot of firepower. 6 fully upgraded cavalry is great, but 6 infantry only. We just have to see how it does on the battlefield today. But there you can see Pike there got his forward unit still in testudo. They're inviting enemy missiles to come down, because of course they would suffer absolute minimum casualties in that formation there. So what you'd like to do is see the enemy throwing like slingshots down and that, because it would be wasted on that testudo. See that cavalry charge of Skema there? He was thinking of hitting one of Pike's units and then decided to pull back there. So I can see that Skema is going to be very aggressive in this battle there, and it'll be interesting to see what Pike's going to do. You can see Pike is starting to move forward again with his forward units there. As I say, right from the beginning of this battle, I got the impression Pike is a very aggressive and attacking player, but he needs to watch out for that cavalry charge from Skema there. If you notice, Vicox lifted his spears to allow his cavalry ally to come through his spears. Remember, we looked at other battle videos where friendly spears kill friendly cavalry, but that is a really good Spartan spear wall defense there on that hill. Okay, as we know, it's very, very difficult to break through Spartan units, and the way that Vicox has set those Spartans out there, that is a very effective Spartan spear wall there. Okay, so just give you a heads up what I'm thinking here. What I'm thinking is to go around the edge of that spear wall. Okay, if you notice here, I'm starting to look like I'm going to move back towards the hill here. But what I'm really thinking about doing is actually moving up round on the left flank here, and just getting round, as I say, the flank of that spear wall, and make my way up to the higher part of the hill behind the enemy troops. Okay, just give you a heads up, that's what I'm thinking there. Okay, and you can see those slinger units of Joung just move forward there, maybe to target the Testudo units, but he's backed off again. And here you can see Fesen bringing his cavalry over as well. So maybe Fesen and myself might try a left flanking action here and try and get up onto the higher part of the hill above the enemy troops. But with those chariots there, those barbarian warlord chariots, we need to be very aware of them. And of course, they will have a downhill charge bonus on us. So as I say, we need to watch those barbarian warlord chariots of Joung's very closely there, just to see when they're going to attack. Okay, at this stage of the battle, we are in full attack mode, as you can see here. You can see Scorpion King's moved his 6 infantry forward. Now here you'll see that Skema, knowing that he's got 12 infantry and his 6 cavalry and the downhill charge bonus, is charging towards Scorpion King's infantry. And of course, like we've talked about earlier, all Scorpion King can do is move his infantry back. He can only react to what Skema is going to do. That is the Achilles heel with this type of army that Scorpion King has bought. Plus you've got the Spartans there just sat there. Plus you've got the Germanic troops there ready to be brought into the fray as well. So as I say, all Scorpion King can do is move his infantry back there, just because of the sheer number of Skema's troops in comparison to his own there. And that's why Skema did that, you see, just to disrupt, trying to disrupt our battle line a bit there, I think, was what Skema was doing. Now he's pulling his cavalry back there because obviously Scorpion King's archers are targeting Skema's Brutii cavalry there. So he just wants to take his cavalry out of range there up on the hill. Okay, so over here on our left flank, you will see that both myself and Fesen here are looking to do a left flanking action around that Spartan spear wall that Vicox has set up. Okay, now ideally what we'd like to do is to get right up on the highest part of that hill above the enemy troops. That's what we'd like to do, but we need to watch those barbarian warlord chariots there with the big attack specifications and the fear factor they bring. Remember that Britannia chariots don't run amok. Okay, so they don't run amok, those Britannia chariots, and those barbarian warlord chariots, pound for pound, are thought to be the best chariots in the game. And also, as I say, because they don't run amok, that's a big advantage there to the team that bring them. Okay, once again, you'll see here that Skema is doing a cavalry charge onto one of Pike's Testudo units, and bang! As he smashed him. Look at the downhill bonus that those cavalry have got. Make no mistake, that is a massive bonus there, smashing into that Testudo. You can see here that I think Scorpion King's counter-attack with his cavalry. You can see Pike bringing his Red Julii cavalry up as well there, but is he going to charge in? Looks like he is. And no, he decided not to in the end because there's too many enemy infantry there. Okay, you can see Scorpion King bringing his 6 infantry units forward there. But as I say, Skema here seems to be able to do what he wants with the downhill bonus he's got and the number of troops that he's got as well. Now you see he's pulling a little bit back up at the hill again. There, as you can see, Scorpion King's infantry moving in, and of course you've got Pike's infantry there as well. But just look at the carnage that downhill cavalry charge did to Pike's. One of Pike's units have been completely routed, and that other unit's been reduced to 35 men. So that's what the downhill bonus can do for you. So as I say, attacking uphill is always something that you would try to avoid if you can. You'll see here that Fesen's archers there, I think he's targeting the Greek cities there. I remember I said to him it might be a good idea for him to target the chariots with his archers there. Obviously you can probably do a lot more damage to the chariots than you will to the Spartans there with his archers. As I say, Fesen and Punisher, both newer players to Rome Total War, still learning the game at the moment. So any help, hints or tips we can give them is a good benefit to them for the longevity of playing the game. Here you'll see that, look at the pilers coming in there from Skema's infantry onto that one cavalry unit of Scorpion Kings. So don't forget, as I say, the downhill bonuses include missiles as well. Your missiles go further and do more damage. Right, now this is a good position here of where Fesen's trying to get. He's trying to get up onto the higher ground, but remember, in Rome Total War, the flanks and the rear of every unit are the weakest points. Okay, so the flank and the rear are the weakest points. Now look at the flank there of Fesen and look at those barbarian warlord chariots. Make no mistake, Joung would have noticed that, and it wouldn't surprise me if he charged those chariots in there on the chance of trying to mass rout Fesen's army there. Okay, now here you can see that Fesen now has taken my advice and is now targeting the chariots with his archers there. But just watch out for those barbarian warlord chariots. Do you notice how Joung's getting onto the highest part of the ground? Okay, so he's looking to get the highest part of the ground there for the biggest downhill charge bonus. Okay, make no mistake there. Fesen's going to get hit by those chariots. Right, here comes those Britannia warlord chariots. Bang! As they smash into Fesen's flank there. Make no mistake, Joung was hoping to get a mass rout going there of Fesen's Roman army. But Fesen's troops are doing well there to hold their ground against that massive downhill attack with all that downhill charge bonus those chariots have had. Don't forget the fear factor and the big attacking specification. And then Fesen charges his cavalry. I thought he charged his cavalry just in at the right time there. Let those chariots get intermingled with his infantry and then smash in with his cavalry there. Just nice bit of timing there by Fesen. Routed those chariots there, so well done. And now we need to continue up onto the higher ground behind the enemy troops. So Joung's chariot attack there failed, if you like. It would have obviously caused Fesen casualties there, but he didn't get the mass rout that I think he was hoping. So myself and Fesen now need to move up on the higher ground if we can. As I say, you can see Pike here trying to break through those that Spartan spear wall there with his infantry. And over here, as I say, you can see Scorpion King's infantry there. You can see some of his units have been weakened, but he's got his fully upgraded cavalry there. But as I say, that's a lot of enemy troops facing him there. And as I say, that downhill bonus, the downhill bonuses you get on this game are quite massive. So as I say, attacking uphill is always a real challenge for the team at the foot of the hill. But as I say, here, myself and Fesen here, looking to get up onto the higher ground behind the enemy troops. Pause the game for a second here now. You can see the downhill bonus for those chosen swordsmen is quite an invitation there for them to attack my infantry. And as I'm moving to try and get onto the higher ground, it wouldn't surprise me. I can see that Joung, by his chariot attack, is in a very aggressive mood, so it wouldn't surprise me if he attacked me with those. Right, as I say, here you can see Pike has been trying to get through those Spartan, that Spartan spear wall there. You can see one of his units has been routed by trying to do that already. But you'll see that Testudo unit there slowly making inroads into that Spartan unit there. Can you see that? Slowly making inroads into that unit. So that's quite a good formation to use if you're trying to break through a pike or spear formation there. But as I say there, you can see those chosen swordsmen there ready to attack, and you can see those Spartans behind those chosen swordsmen as well. Right, here comes the chosen swordsman. Now here you'll see that Joung is trying to attack the flank of my moving infantry. Nice tactical attack move there by Joung. I'm hoping that I'll be able to settle my infantry to face that attack before the main thrust hits my moving infantry there. And you can see there that my infantry are just setting up there against that attack. Now you can see Joung is attacking uphill there with his chosen swordsman. Okay, so you can see there. What I would like to do is try and save the pilers if I can for the Spartans. Okay, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to try, I'll fight these chosen swordsmen sword on sword if you like, and try and, as I say, try and save the pilers for the Spartans for maybe later on. Okay, now you'll see my cavalry right on top of the hill here. So if I charge them down into those chosen swordsmen, I'm going to get a massive downhill charge bonus, which is what I'd like to have there. Here you can see Fesen here moving over, but you can see Vicox is moving his Spartans towards Fesen's infantry there. But you can see Fesen trying to get onto the higher part of the hill. And over here on our right flank here, you'll see that Scorpion King has lost 2 of his infantry units there. He threw into the fray there. You can see they're both routed, but you can see there's a berserker unit heading down towards his what's left of his troops. He's got 4 infantry units left there, and all those enemy troops, all those Brutii troops, plus that small Germanic army could all move down onto Scorpion King's army and potentially could take out all of Scorpion King's infantry there. Okay, so you can see that both Skema with his green Brutii army and that Germanic army of Punishers there are moving in, and I can see that there's a couple of head hurlers there of Joung's throwing effective against armor heads into Scorpion King's army. That berserker unit there will be sapping the morale from Scorpion King's infantry there. You can see here, I think that basically all of Scorpion King's infantry there are going to be rolled up, I think, between the Germanic army and that Brutii army of schemers there. Plus you got to say slingers and archers shooting into them, and there's the 2 head hurler units there. Okay, throwing their effective against armor heads into Scorpion King's infantry there. Okay, so make no mistake here, I think our right flank could well be broken here with a downhill charge of the enemy troops. So that would be pretty bad for us there. But as I say, myself and Fesen are making inroads here up on the left flank. As I say, you can see my cavalry smashing into those chosen swordsmen there, and bang! As they smash in there. Could you see that the general chariots there had rallied and come back into the fray as well? But as I say, I'd like to try and save my pilots for the Greek cities there and fight the chosen swordsmen just sword on sword there. Okay, here you'll see that Fesen now is fighting Vicox's Spartans head on. Remember, we've talked in other battle videos about that, about fighting Spartans head on with your Roman army. Vicox really likes that, and you can see Vicox bringing his cavalry over, and you can see the Germanic general Punisher bringing his troops over as well. So what I'm thinking here is, if I can defeat the chosen swordsman, what I'd like to do is get in behind the enemy troops over here. Now here you'll see that Scorpion King's brought his cavalry round the flank of the enemy and have got his cavalry on the higher ground there above Skema's army. So what I'm thinking here is, with Scorpion King's cavalry and all my infantry and cavalry, if we get here, we could do a downhill charge on to the enemy Brutii infantry there. Okay, unfortunately you'll see that all Pike's cavalry has now been routed, but looking at the numbers, that cavalry will rally. Okay, those units will rally, but unfortunately here, I think Scorpion King's last 2 infantry units are about to rout there. Just look at the enemy numbers coming in on those last 2 infantry units. So basically Scorpion King's lost, he's going to lose all his archers, I think, and his infantry there. So as I say, and you can see Pike here still trying to break through those Spartan spear walls with his testudo units there. Okay, you can see uphill still trying to do that, so that's keeping those Spartan units occupied. But as I say here, if I can just beat these chosen swordsmen, which I should be able to do with my urban cohorts, okay, and my cavalry there as well, I want to move across the battlefield and get above the enemy Brutii infantry and the Germanic army over there as well, and get the downhill charge bonus. Now poor old Fesen here, he's just not facing that Spartan army of Vicox. He's got cavalry coming in on him as well. You can see there Vicox pressing in with his Spartans there with their big attacking specifications. As I say, just look at that, those Germanic troops coming in. If he activates a berserker, oh my gosh, berserker's now been activated as well. Now what I'm thinking Fesen's thinking here, I think Fesen's thinking about smashing into the rear of those Greek cities in a hammer and anvil attack. But if you notice, Vicox has already noticed that and has turned Spartan units to face the threat. Okay, so there you are, you can see Fesen there thinking to smash into the rear of those engaged Spartan troops. Good tactical move, but here, as I say, Vicox has spotted the danger and has turned his units there to face the threat of that cavalry. The last thing you want to do is charge your cavalry into waiting Spartans. Okay, so these units here can still fight forward into his infantry while those units are protecting the rear of those units. Okay, so my guess is that Fesen won't attack. No, there you are. Good tactical move there by Fesen. Saw those Spartans were waiting for his cavalry and decided to back that cavalry charge off. So well done to Fesen there. That was a good tactical move. Okay, so you can see my army now is above the enemy Brutii army there and some Germanic troops. Okay, so what I want to do now is charge down here. I think it's time we got the downhill charge bonus onto the enemy troops there instead of them having it, which they have all game. Okay, so I'm going to do a downhill charge onto that Brutii cavalry. As we thought here, you can see I think all of Scorpion King's archers and all of his infantry has now been routed. Okay, so all his archers, all his infantry has been routed, and he's just got some battle damaged cavalry left. You'll see there's one berserker left here, and you can see that Pike's rallied cavalry are trying to kill him. I'm trying to see where the berserker is. Oh, there he is, look, holding his mace. He's the last berserker left in that unit, and I think Pike's just trying to kill him there, which he's just done. So well done to Pike. Remember, we saw his cavalry routed, but I said that they would rally, and they have rallied there, so he can bring them back into the fray. But here you'll see my troops charging downhill into Skema's green Brutii troops. There, you can see I'm leading the charge with my cavalry first, getting the downhill charge bonus with them. As I say here, you can see that several of Pike's infantry has been routed, but I'm guessing they're going to rally here. But as I say, we've got the downhill charge bonus now. There's some Germanic troops that may well charge into my troops as I'm charging downhill. Okay, but as I say, there you can see some of the head hurlers. He may well bring those across as well. And there you can see Scorpion King. As I say, he's got some battle damaged cavalry there that he's using attacking enemy troops. So they are very battle damaged there. But over here, poor old Fesen, all his infantry has just been routed there with a combination of Spartans and the Spartans' Greek cities there, and the Germanic troops and that activated berserker unit as well. So the best thing for Fesen now is to bring his cavalry away from that situation and maybe bring them over here and help take out this Brutii army and maybe some Germanic troops as well. There you are, you can see my cavalry. As I say, my cavalry is leading the charge of my infantry downhill against the green Brutii army of Skema there. You can see Scorpion King charging some of his cavalry in there as well. And as I say, you can see Fesen bringing his cavalry over there and charging into the rear of those moving Germanic troops. Nice move there by Fesen, smashing into the rear of them there. And as I say, you can see my infantry. I'm going to surge into the green Brutii infantry there with the downhill charge bonuses. There you can see that Germanic infantry coming in behind me there. Those chosen axemen attacking the rear of my infantry there. Nice bit of support there by Punisher for his Brutii ally. But as I say, here you can see Fesen doing a lot of damage to that Germanic army there. You can see there's a Spartan unit moving in. He needs to move that cavalry unit and a berserker unit there as well. And you can see that cavalry of Vicox is coming in as well. So what the best thing for Fesen to do is just charge down here into the green Brutii army there. You can see some more Spartan units coming over towards him there. But as I say, here I'm making the most of the downhill charge bonus onto Skema's green Brutii infantry there. You can see my cavalry charging in there as well, coming in from an angle there, like a bang! They smash in there. And you can see there, and Fesen bringing his cavalry down the hill there into the back of those attacking Germanic axemen there. And you can see my infantry moving forward there. You can see Scorpion King's cavalry charging in there as well. And there's my infantry surging forward into the enemy Brutii troops there. That's good news for us. And you can see the head hurlers of Joung. They're throwing those effective against armor heads into our troops there. Okay, so good news for us. Okay, we've just routed Skema's entire army. Okay, so all his infantry and all his cavalry has been taken out, and we've weakened the Germanic army as well, took some of their units out as well, so that's good news for us. I think most of the Britannia army of Joung has now been taken out as well, so that's good news for us also there. Okay, so what I need to do now is reform my army. I can see Spartans coming down the hill towards me. So what I need to do is move my army back out the way of those Spartans and form up. Now there's a berserker unit there that's been activated. If you see that berserker unit there, and he will charge for the nearest enemy unit there. Okay, now as I say, you can see the Spartans coming down the hill towards my troops, so I'm going to pull my troops back and reform them. Here you'll see, I think it's Scorpion King's cavalry units riding around, hitting enemy targets there. You can see Joung, I think, has got some rallied Britannia chosen swordsmen that he's bringing back into the fray. But here, can you see that berserker unit chasing that cavalry unit? Now, if that cavalry unit pulls away, that berserker unit's going to go for my army there, because my troops are the closest to it there. Look, can you see how it's changed trajectory? It was going after the cavalry, but now coming from my infantry, because my units were the closest there. And you can see I'm throwing a few pilers into those berserker units just to weaken them a little bit. Now, look at the damage that those berserkers can do to my troops there. Look at they knocking them up in the air. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to charge my cavalry into the flank of those berserkers. See my cavalry coming across, but also I'm going to do a surge attack on those berserkers as well. So they're being hit by both infantry, and here comes my cavalry, probably going to wipe them out when that cavalry hits. Look, and bang! There you are. None of those berserkers survived, they were all taken out. Now what I need to do now is tactically move my infantry, if I can, above that Spartan formation. Okay, that's what I need to do. Try and move it above that Spartan formation there if I can. My allies are using their cavalry really well, taking out other enemy units there. Okay, but as I say, I want to move my infantry above the Spartans there, so I've got the hill advantage there. As I say, you can see some of Fesen's units are rallying there, so he may well be able to bring those back into the fray. He's got archer and an infantry unit there. But as I say here, what I'd like to do is move above the enemy troops and get up onto the higher ground. And there you can see Scorpion King moving his troops around. But there's a lot. The thing that worries me is there's a lot of Spartan units left. And we know with their 2 hit points and excellent specifications, they can be a real problem. And if you look at my allies' infantry numbers there, we are pretty well damaged, if you see what I mean. I mean, obviously I've still got a lot of infantry left, but a lot of my units are battle damaged. I'm going to try and get up onto that higher ground. But if you look at Pike, I think he's only got 4 or 5 infantry units left. As I say, I'm trying to get up onto that higher peak there above the enemy troops. As we saw, all of Scorpion King's infantry has been taken out there, and all of Fesen's infantry has been taken out as well. So all we've got is Pike's infantry and what I've got left here. Okay, as I say, I'm going to move up on, try and move up onto that higher ground. What Vicox, I suspect, will do with his Spartans is to start forming up a defensive formation now. That's what I suspect that he's going to do with his Spartans there. So as I say, infantry-wise, we are quite battle depleted. And when you're facing Spartans, you do need a lot of infantry and also a lot of good cavalry as well. As I say, I can see them starting to form up and starting to think about a defensive battle formation there. I can see that's what the enemy are planning on doing there. If you notice, I'm doing a little bit of micromanagement there. If you notice, a lot of my forward units were very battle damaged there in open order, so I've put them into close order and bringing them back closer to the main battle formation there. As I say, just doing a little bit of micromanagement there before we actually get engaged with the enemy troops. But as you can see there, the enemy, you can see, definitely are looking a bit defensive. Now, if you notice here, this is my cavalry. This is all the cavalry that I've got left now. Okay, as you can see, extremely battle depleted there, but that's all I've got cavalry wise. If you notice, I don't think the enemy have got, well, they've got that light cavalry of the Greek cities left, but I don't think they've got any other cavalry units left. But as I say, the main worry here are the Spartans there with their 2 hit points, excellent specifications, and I think they could be the problem. I need to get up here, I think, with my infantry above the Greek cities there. As I say, at this stage of the battle, a downhill bonus would be important. Just look at how they're starting to set up their defensive formation there. And as I say, if we can get above them with our troops there, you can see I'm starting to move my troops up towards that higher part. If you notice, can you see I'm starting to run there, but what I don't want my troops to be is tired. So what I'm planning to do is get up there and then rest my troops before we actually engage with the enemy troops there. Okay, as I say, you can see Pike's infantry is very battle depleted, and he's only got about 4 or 5 units. There you can see the enemy can see that I'm moving up onto the higher ground, and they're moving their troops over a little bit there. Now, just to say, this is our last battle of the night. It's getting on for 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm pretty tired, and I can hear my bed calling me. So, yeah, I'm pretty tired here, and I'm just looking forward to the end of the battle so I can go to bed. So, just to give you a heads up on that. So, I'm just looking to attack as soon as I can there, just so the battle will end and I can get to bed. As I say, I think it's about 2 o'clock in the morning at this stage, and we've been playing for about 6 hours. So. And there you can see the cavalry there of our allies. They're trying to be a nuisance to the enemy team, trying to disrupt them there. So here you can see Fesen's cavalry there. And remember, he's got quite good upgrades on his cavalry. I believe he's got 8 upgrades on his cavalry, so that could help us out a lot. Here you can see, I think it's that Scorpion King's cavalry has just been routed there. What he had left, I think his cavalry was very battle depleted anyway. There. So as I say, the enemy are setting up a defensive formation, and it'll be interesting to see if we can break it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll notice I've moved my SBQR army closer to the enemy, and that's so that, remember I said to you earlier I was going to save the pilots from my army for the Spartans there. So you can see now that I'm throwing a lot of pilots into the Spartans there. To try and weaken them before we actually get into hand-to-hand fighting. Okay, so remember I said earlier I was fighting the chosen swordsman sword on sword rather than throwing pilots into them, and the reason I did that was, as you can see now, to keep the pilots back here to weaken the Spartans as much as I can, as I say, before we get into hand-to-hand fighting. Now, as I say, I remember it is very late, it's time for me to go to bed, so I was just thinking of attacking here and just ending the battle really. Here you can see Pike's Julii infantry there being attacked by both enemy cavalry and Spartans there. Right, now here you'll see that I'm just going to do a surge attack here. As I say, I'm just going to attack head on here against the Spartans. Not something that I would normally do. I'd usually be a bit more tactical than that. And there you can see that those Germanic troops there, the enemy Germanic troops attacking my troops as well. Okay, but say still throwing in some pilots into the enemy troops there from my general there, and you can see some more Spartan units coming into the fray there, and you can see there so now I'm facing a lot of Spartans there at this time. You can see the cavalry charging in behind it, bang! I think that's Fesen's cavalry smashing into the rear of those engaged enemy troops. Nice hit there by Fesen. Cavalry there, pull them back out, that's it, well done. And then you're going to get a full cavalry charge bonus. You'll see my cavalry charging as well and going into the back of that Spartan unit. Look at bang as I charge in there. Unfortunately, I haven't got the numbers to penetrate and rout those Greek city Spartan units there. As we saw earlier, my cavalry is very battle depleted, and I just didn't have the weight of numbers there to be able to smash through into those Spartan units enough to rout them. There you can see Fesen charging again, like bang! Unfortunately, I think that's his general just been taken out there. But you can see a Spartan unit there coming up to attack my general. Nice tactical attack move there by Vicox. If you notice, I've turned my general unit to face a threat there. Okay. And there's a cavalry, Fesen's cavalry in behind the enemy again. There, you can see Pike's Julii infantry. There's that cavalry charging again, like a bang. And as I say, unfortunately, neither of us had the numbers, the weight of numbers there to be able to cause those Spartan units to rout. Yes, we damaged them, but if we had more cavalry, we'd have routed them there with the weight of numbers. It wouldn't surprise me if Vicox pulled his Spartans. Oh, there you go. He's pulling his Spartans back. He wasn't making any headway against my infantry, look. So he's going to pull them back and reform them. Okay, now what I should do now, I can see his general. Can you see his general unit there? I'm just overwhelming that general unit there. But what I'm doing now, what I should do now is keep chasing him. Don't let him form up again. Hit him hard with my infantry again there. Don't let him get into a defensive position. Here, we managed to take out that one Spartan unit. And you can see Pike there. Now, he's doing the right thing. He's attacking. I don't know, I've just stopped here. I need to keep moving forward, stopping them from forming up. That's what I need to do there. As you can see, we've reduced the Spartans by a lot. There's a heck of a lot of dead Spartans there. Okay, so here, once again, as I say, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. What I want to do now is just get to bed. So I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna throw in what's left of my pilers into those Spartans and then just attack. I think that's what I'm doing. See, what I should do really is maybe put a couple of units into Testudo and penetrate that Spartan formation with Testudo units. But as you can see, I'm just going to charge forward there with my SPQR troops. Okay. And then charge in the flank there. You'll notice I'm going to go in behind those Spartans there as well. But if you notice, Vicox has set up his defensive formation there with Spartans facing in all different directions. So you can see my SPQR troops charging in. You'll see my units starting to rout there. You can see Pike has charged his units in as well. I need to get my general unit over. That's all the cavalry I got left. I'm going to charge that in as well. You can see a lot of my units are routing there. They may well rally and I can pull them back in. Right, that's the last of my cavalry. I'm charging in on an angle there, like bang, into the flank of that Spartan unit. You can see Pike charging in some of his infantry. You can see my general. I'm going to charge my general unit in there as well. That's the biggest unit I've got. I'm going to charge that one in as well. There, really trying to push in on those Spartan units there. But as I say, Vicox is a seasoned Greek cities general, and he knows he's just going to leave his Spartans there fighting. You can see I've got a rallied unit coming back into the fray, but you can see a lot of both Pike's units and my units are starting to rout now. Here I've got a couple more units I'm bringing back in there. Let's see, charging back in there. But as I say, remember those Spartans have got 2 hit points. And if you notice here, if you look closely at the Spartan units, you'll see some of them glow. During the course of this little battle here, you'll see some of the Spartan units glow where they get a battlefield promotion. Okay, remember when a unit does well in battle on Rome's Open War, you'll see it glow, and then it's got a battlefield promotion. There, if you see that unit just glowed there, that one there, so they've just got an experience stripe on them now. And you can see we're really pushing in, really trying to attack those Spartans there. But both Pike and myself, you can see Pike's got a unit there. He's probably going to throw pilers in. I've got another rallied unit coming back into the fray. Which way is this going to go? It's going to be really close. There, I can see that unit coming back in there. And I think, as I say, Pike's thrown some pilers in there. He's going to charge that unit in. There, I would think. There, you can see that really tough battle going on here now. But will the 2 hit points of the Spartans make the difference? There's some more pilers going. Oh, that's good news for us. We've just killed the Greek city's general. So that's excellent news for us. I noticed both Pike and myself, our generals, are still alive. So we're giving morale bonus to our troops that we've got left here, where the Spartans have lost their general morale bonus. So it looks to me like all the enemy troops, except for the Spartans, have now been routed there. And you can see my SBQR infantry fighting. Did you see that Spartan unit just glow again? So that Spartan unit just got a battlefield promotion there. It's got an experience stripe on him there. You can see both Pike's infantry and my infantry closing. Oh my gosh, I just wish I had some cavalry. Just a few cavalry there to charge in there, and it would probably just tip the balance there. But I can see both Pike's units and my units starting to rout now. Oh my gosh. You can see some of the Spartans there, look. They're fighting sword on sword at the moment there, but I can see my units. Alright, let's pause the game for a second here. Okay, so you can see here, can you see my general? There's my general there, still alive, still giving morale bonus to my troops there. Okay, but make no mistake, the enemy want to kill my general there, and as you can see, Pike's general is still alive as well. The Greek city's general unit is still alive, but the general's dead, so they're not getting morale bonus at the moment. There, you can see my general still fighting. It's another one of Pike's units gone. I think it's just our general units, Pike's general unit and my general unit left. That's all that's left now. There, and you can see Vicox is now attacking with his Spartans there, trying to kill my general. The general's trying to fight as well, look, but I think there's just too many Spartans there where he's dead. That's my general dead now. I think he just got back up, but I think they're going to finish him off. And there's Pike's general there as well, has been taken out. So well done to the enemy team. Well done to Vicox there. His Spartans held the day. See, I think, what is it? What's that? 9 men in that unit. There. 2 men left in that Spartan unit there. 14 men. That sounds a lot, doesn't it, at this stage of the battle? And I think there's, what, 13 men in that unit. And just 8 men left in that unit. So that's how close this battle is. This is one of the closest battles I've been in for a long time. You can see both Pike and my generals there have both been killed at the same time there. So well done to the Spartans there, held their ground. And what a great battle that was. Win or lose, I thought that was a pretty exciting battle there. So well done to the enemy team. And the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. I thought everybody played well. And as you can see, it was a close defeat, as we thought it might be. Okay, and the highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Vicox. Just over 2,000 kills there, so well done to Vicox. I always think if you get over 2,000 kills, that's still special. So well done to Vicox there, getting those good kills. Well done to Skema. I thought he got some good kills there, bearing in mind that he was caught at the bottom of the hill there. He did well. Well done to Punisher. I thought he did well with his Germanic army. As I say, well done to Vicox, highest kills in the game. I think Joung will be a bit disappointed. He got less than 1,000 kills, but he was very aggressive with his Britannia army. So really well done, guys. My kills there, second highest kills in the game, so I'm quite happy with that. That's not too bad, really, bearing in mind we were attacking uphill. Well done to Pike, very aggressive there, just got over 1,000 kills. He was very aggressive right from the beginning. Well done to Fesen. He got some good kills with his army, bearing in mind he was fighting Greek cities and all those Germanic troops. And well done to Scorpion King. Now, bearing in mind he just had 6 infantry, I think he got some good kills there. So I hope you enjoyed this battle. And please leave a comment. It's always nice to read what you think about our battles, or at least a thumbs up, so I know that you liked our battles. This is Spartan Commander saying bye for now. See you soon.